guys, it's Jessii Vee, and I have to admit something. I have no idea what my shirt says. Is that bad? It could be saying something awful. I hope it's not. I see a few words here and there, but I think there's a whole story and I don't know what it says or means. Anyways, guys, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about some more creepy Victorian facts. Back then, things were very different. There were a lot of dangerous things that people did on the daily and didn't know they were dangerous. So a lot of these facts are going to blow your mind. I mean, it's awful, some of the things they did back in the day. Before I get started though, I just want to announce that we have two really cute new necklaces on our merch website. One is a little donut with little jewels all over it, and another one is a jewel popsicle. They're just so cute for the summer. These are not pieces that I made, they're just ones that we put on my merch website, so they're at a much lower price point. So if you guys would like one of those two necklaces, I've linked it down below. They're so cute. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So the first very horrible and creepy fact is that children's toys used to explode all of the time. Parkasine was one of the very first forms of plastic. It was invented during the Victorian era and became incredibly popular. This plastic was molded into combs, collars, children's toys, billiard balls, among other things. The only problem was that this plastic was very combustible and it would literally explode on impact. So children would just be sitting playing with their toys and they would randomly explode. And you can imagine how dangerous this is. Pieces flying in kids' eyes, hitting their bodies. It wasn't good at all. Imagine sitting playing with a toy and you have no idea if this is the day it's gonna explode or not. I could not live like that. The next fact is that wallpaper used to poison people. Wallpaper was a big trend in interior decor during the Victorian era, but not just any wallpaper. This wallpaper was called Scheele's green wallpaper. Now, this specific shade of green on the wallpaper was created with arsenic. If you guys watched my Victorian dresses video, I talked about how they used to make the green dresses with this poison. So unfortunately, the deadly chemicals in the dye on these wallpapers would flake off over time, turning into a dust that was easily inhaled. Now, this was particularly dangerous for infants and young children because many of them would get lung diseases or even die by breathing in even the tiniest amounts of this dust. I mean, people would have baby cribs pressed up against this green wallpaper. It was just, how did people not know back then? Next, we have the deadly milk. Yes, you heard that right. Before pasteurization, drinking tainted milk could make a person sick, but not usually kill them outright. So during the Victorian era, this rumor was going around saying that if you put boric acid into your milk, it would purify the milk and keep it longer. So people took this idea in droves and added white powder to milk that their children drank. Now, unfortunately, this poison caused diarrhea, vomiting, and it killed around 500,000 children in England. Take that in for a second. That number is astronomical. All because of this milk. Insane to me. The next fact is that toilets would burst. Indoor plumbing was a new invention during the Victorian period. It was convenient, and running water made indoor sinks, bathtubs, and toilets a popular addition to homes. But the public sewage systems weren't perfected yet. So methane would back up in the sewers and spread to people's homes, where the gas would explode when brought into contact with lit candles. In some cases, the toilets would literally explode, and unfortunately, it would kill the person in the room at the time. Imagine having to go pee and your toilet explodes on you. I mean, between toilets and toys, you just never knew what was gonna happen in your home. Next, we have the poisonous makeup, which I have briefly mentioned in other videos. For some reason, it was important for Victorian women to have very pale complexions back then. This was achieved with the help of face powders and paints, some of which contained lead. The most popular brand of the period, called Laird's Bloom of Youth, contained this chemical. Now, lead is poisonous to us humans, and it impacted women's motor skills. It caused what was called lead palsy on your hands, and if people continued to use this over and over again, it would eventually cause death. So literally, makeup was destroying people. Then we have an even more disturbing fact. It was called tuberculosis tuberculosis beauty. Now, tuberculosis was a fatal disease back in the Victorian era. It caused these nodules to grow in the lungs, and eventually that would affect your breathing terribly, and then it would lead to death. However, during the Victorian age, women appreciated the beauty that tuberculosis caused. The pale skin, the thin waist, the red lips and cheeks of those infected. So it literally became a trend to try to get tuberculosis so that you would look beautiful. Apparently sick people looked beautiful to women. I don't get it. So yeah, women were purposely going to try to contract this disease to look like this. Then we have what was called the Nightshade eye drops. Nightshade is considered to be one of the most poisonous plants in the world. It causes the pupils of the eyes to dilate and become larger. Now, women back in this time thought that dilated pupils were the most attractive, so they would place nightshade drops into their eyes before bed. Super poisonous. And then lastly, we have the deadly baby bottles. Perhaps the most shocking hidden killer of the Victorian age was the newly developed baby's feeding bottle. It was a curved glass bottle to which was attached a piece of rubber tubing that was the perfect incubator for all manner of life-threatening bacteria. Now, the woman who invented this bottle, her name was Miss Beaton. She told mothers while she was selling this product that they did not need to wash the bottle for 3 weeks. So they only had to wash this bottle like once a month. So these bottles became filled with harmful and deadly bacteria that would literally go into the bodies of these children as they were drinking out of it. And this was back when antibiotics were not a thing. So once these kids got sick, like there was nothing you can do. Most of them died. So this was one of the most dangerous baby bottles in the world back in the day. Thank goodness they don't make them like this anymore. And thank goodness like medicine has improved drastically. So we don't need to worry about stuff like this as much. But like between deadly milk, deadly baby bottles, exploding toilets, I don't even, it's so baffling to me, like I keep saying. But yeah, those are all the facts I'm going to be talking about today. But guys, there are so many more that I could go through. So if you want me to continue this series, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. And if you know of any specific products you want me to talk about, definitely comment them. I'm just so intrigued by this time period, but it's also like devastating as well to learn about a lot of these facts. Anyways though guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, if you would like one of the new donut or popsicle necklaces, I have linked them down below for you. They're just so cute. I love them so much. But yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!